Charlotte.
Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
That is Nnamdi Madubuike there to bring him down.
Second and 8.
A second down throw for Goff. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Laporta in motion. From the gun, it's Goff. Now pass deep for St. Brown. That is hot.
Touchdown, Lions.
Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Lions will take a 7-0 lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And the ball out of the reach of the receiver. Falls incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Mike, with this guy's speed, he's not an easy target to overthrow. So that's one of those where they're telling this quarterback, throw it with everything you got. Just lay it out there. And more times than not, he's going to run under it. But in this case, just a little bit too much on it. He winds up overshooting his man.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. The shotgun, here's Jackson. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
They get 12 yards on that pass. 1st down, Baltimore. Again, it's Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he's out of bounds down inside the 35. Jackson to his big target, Andrews, for the Baltimore 1st down.
So think back to earlier in the week, Mike, and they told us they want to get him going here early and often. So I'd expect plenty of passes to head his way as this game unfolds.
First carry for one of the league's best workhorses, Derrick Henry. And nothing doing here. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
At the Lions' 31-yard line.
Jackson looking to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
It's a gain of 6. And it's 3rd down.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Now Jackson. Hit as he throws. That one will fall to the turf. And it's incomplete. The pressure too much to get away from that time. Good 3rd down stop. And it's it sets up fourth down.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
And he's got it to Flowers for the connection. And they're going to pick it up here. They took a chance, and it paid off. First and goal coming up.
And this has been a really nice answer so far to this game. Like, I mean, you watch your opponent take the initial drive and go right down the field and score. And what are you going to do in response? What are you going to do when you get that ball back for the first time in your huddle? And I'll tell you what, they've answered all those questions, and now they're set up first and goal.
Another shot at it from the 9. Second down and goal. Jackson now. That's thrown right side, but incomplete. He was trying to get that to Tez Walker. Now they'll be looking at third and goal.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
Third and goal for Jackson. That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Matthew Hibner. Touchdown, Ravens.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score in the opening possession. And they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop. And they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. The return is Greg Dortch. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch, found nothing. And they get him down well behind the line. And we're not going to have another snap here. First quarter will come to an end. Lions ball to begin the second quarter, and they are facing a second and long. Goff gives it to Gibbs. And he'll look for somewhere to go, but the lanes are all closed up. He's going to wind up losing a yard.
A loss of 1 on the play makes it 3rd and 17.
Value three. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He'll let this one go long for Williams. And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down. So on 4th down, the Lions send out Jack Fox to punt. LeJante Wesker deep for Baltimore. This will be returned from the other side of midfield. Oh, hello. He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry. And despite his best efforts to get away, ultimately, he goes down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here. And I like this defensive game plan. When you're going against an elite quarterback like this guy, Mike, you have to get bodies in his face. You have to get him around his feet. You have to move him off his spot. Because if he can sit there in rhythm, on time, comfortable in the pocket, he's going to pick you apart. So it doesn't always have to be a sack.
He works free. Right
Jackson's pass complete to Justice Hill. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Luke now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Ravens will move out to a 14-7 lead. Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Dortz now to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about one. That is Nnamdi Madubuike there to bring him down.
1 yard gain.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Goff. He'll send it downfield for Laporta. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion. 3rd down and 9.
And 9 yards to go.
Throwing, Goff. Flush to his right. 1:56 to play in this first half. Greg and I back from Ford Field in Detroit in a moment. The punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. Here's Goff. He's got his tight end. That's Laporta. And he's going to have the Lions first down as this defense can't come up with the play they needed. They surrender a gain of 17 on 4th down. And he is out of bounds. Those legs, 13-yard pickup, a scramble leads to a first down.
Lions, first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
A handoff, Gibbs running left. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 42-yard line.
On 2nd down, Goff. Now, deep shot for Amon-Ra. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. Next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
That's going to be intercepted. It's the safety, Kyle Hamilton. And he covers some ground on the return as well. Out of bounds, past the 40-yard line.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away. And that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake. You're not going to get away with it at this level.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. A throw, left side, caught by Andrews. Out of bounds, but in business. They mark him down near the 2. 35 more yards. Back-to-back big plays to get this drive rolling. A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. He'll get this forward, no signal. They're going to mark him down at the 1.
Stop short of the goal line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up
Henry
2nd and goal.
will take this one into the end zone. It's a Raven touchdown.
Well, I think everybody sitting at home says, I could have called that play, right, Mike? I mean, you got Derrick Henry. Just look at it. Is there a mystery of who's going to end up with the ball down here close? I mean, one of the most physically imposing running backs we've seen in the history of the league. And his ability to convert down near the goal line, continues on that road.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. Rolling right. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. Pass intended for Williams. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, it's going to go down as an incompletion, but it wasn't from a lack of effort. I mean, he did everything in his power to try to get both feet in bounds. The pass just took him a little bit too close to the sideline, and
Pressure all around him, and down he goes. Travis Jones gets.
Get him out of here, bum.
What? What?
Once called Carolina's Stadium, it now goes by Bank of America Stadium. Or more simply, the Vault, as we're here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Coming up, a contest that looks real good on paper between the Detroit Lions and the Carolina Panthers. Jake Bates now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Bank of America Stadium. Sets a return. It's Chuba Hubbard. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he was pushing for midfield there before they finally dragged him down at the 45.
I'll tell you what, this quarterback will sure appreciate a run back like that to begin a ball game. It makes your life a lot easier, and they're going to be set up with a really good field position to get things going.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. Well, you taught me, Buck, sometimes it works, and sometimes, like there, almost nothing from them as they just run it right into the teeth of that blitz.
Yeah, the thing, too, about that success is get ready to see more blitzes. The coordinators love to dial it up.
And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the 1st.
You just love that kind of execution because it's able to make an impact, Kate, beyond simply getting the 1st down. That yardage really sets them up now to be aggressive with a new set of downs.
1st and 10, it's Hubbard. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That was Tyreek Williams in on the play.
Nothing too fancy there. That is just some good physical football from a back who knows how to read his blocks, Kate, keep himself square, and go get those tough yards.
First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5. From the pistol, it's Young. Let's set up the screen, it's Hubbard. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Here's Young to throw. Into the hands of Leggett. 4 progress stops. Play winds up going for about 6. That's good for the first down.
They call third downs money downs for a reason, Kate, because it takes everybody offensively to cash in. Excellent protection, set the table for the QB to get the completion and the yards necessary.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Here's a give to Hubbard. And the stop is made. First down coming up. It's a gain of 11. A nice early return there. They're going to be more than happy with that one, Brock. And could be a huge boost to their offense if this ground game can get going at this pace.
Every offense in this league searches for explosives. How can we find it? It's often through the air, but when you get it on the ground like that, boy, is it a huge bonus.
Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
Room to the right. And he gets home. Touchdown, Panthers. Chuba Hubbard scoring there to end an 8-play drive. So a very run-heavy approach to this one thus far. Hard to argue with the results as they start out with a touchdown, Brock.
Yep, even in a passing league, Kate, it's how a lot of teams like to start, right? Everybody loves to think of winning the line of scrimmage. Why? It sets up play action. It makes your protections a little bit easier. Win the line of scrimmage in this league, you have to win the game.
Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. Here's Greg Dortch with the return. And he stopped on the run back at the 27.
On the return, the Lions take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
All right, Lions just about ready. First and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Goff. Finds his man. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Down he goes, but what a play as he picks up about 28. And that's going to give the Lions the first down.
A 28-yard gain. And the Lions first down.
And before we can see a snap, we've arrived at the end of our first quarter. 7-0 is our score. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Bank of America Stadium after this. Back and beginning the second quarter. Lions in possession. They're looking at first down here. First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line. That goose egg up on the scoreboard, Brock, is not going away anytime soon if they keep having plays like that.
They really need something. An injection of energy here. Nothing will take the spark out of a series quite like getting stuck for a loss.
Throwing on second. Goff. And he gets it away, but nowhere close to that target. Incomplete. Quick thinking just to get rid of it there, Brock, but no chance. It's third down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, has not met the standard they set for themselves.
Third and long for him here. It's to Williams over the middle. And he's going to be stopped well short of where he hoped he might get. Call it about 8 on that pass. And now you can call it fourth down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Fourth down, Goff throwing. That one complete to St. Brown. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They stun this defense. They pick up 14 on fourth, and they pick up the first down, too.
First down, Lions.
Enough to Gibbs from the gun. Still has room inside the 15. He will go. Touchdown, Detroit.
Kate, that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. Accuracy perfect there as it's center cut. And they're able to answer early here. We are tied at 7. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Trevor Achan to return it. Escapes a defender. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Panthers look just about ready. First and 10. This drive will begin with Hubbard. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
Tackled back at the 26-yard line.
And not much scoring to this point since we've reached our 2-minute warning. More coming up from Bank of America Stadium, though. Stick around. They break the huddle. It's second down now. Young looking to throw. Throw left side, complete. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
We give a lot of credit to receivers, and rightfully so, Kate, for them going into coverage and making a catch. I don't think we give enough credit to tight ends. I know they're big, I know they're physical, but to go into double coverage, take that contact, and come away with the catch, that's a big-time effort.
They'll air it out on third. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get him down after a gain of 10, but great effort on his part. Pays off with the first down.
Tight ends will eat up every one of those opportunities to show and prove they can be chain movers as well. Even as they get more and more recognition in this league, they're still constantly working to prove that they're playmakers too.
Got for big yards on the right side. Down to the 10, and he gets home. Touchdown, Panthers. Jalen Coker, 59 yards to the house. So sensational work by a skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. Here's Tom Kennedy on the return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Detroit offense to the line. Here's first and 10. Goff setting to throw. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
That's what I call complementary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
Goff on second down. Finds him over the middle. And a good tackle as that ball is secured. Limits that gain to 8.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Finds Gibbs out of the backfield. He's going to be forced out after he picks up about 19 yards. And that's going to be a Lions first down.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on third down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
Throwing is gone. That's complete to Sam Laporta. And getting close to 7 before the defense can drive him out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
A second down throw from Goff. Jump off caught by his back. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
First down.
Here's Goff on first. And he's only missed once on this series. 4 or 5 throwing the ball. Working inside the red zone. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. Detroit calls timeout. It's second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. A nice gain and a first down there, Brock, on a throw that most quarterbacks would have shied away from.
Now, tight ends, these guys, about the only position that can make that look routine, fending off a couple defenders, and it's really why, Kate, they're such valuable commodities.
Gibbs can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3. The timeout taken here by the Lions. That's their 3rd. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Goff off the play action. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Lions.
To Brock Wright. Touchdown.
Well, Brock, it wasn't hard to see why they botched on that play fake. Even our camera operator was fooled into thinking it was a run, but certainly made it easier to connect. And he does not tie this game. His extra points off. They remain down by 1. Well, probably still thinking about that missed extra point, partner, but he's got to move past it quick as he gets forward to send this one away. Covered with a return here. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
First down, Jazz. At their own 28-yard line.
Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. Looking to throw, Young. Hits him on the in route. He turns the shallow catch into something more. Give him 8 yards. That sets up 2nd and short. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Great start on that first down. Only need 2 here on 2nd. Now it's Young. Cut down the field. Leggett. Now the Panthers decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. One final shot before the half. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. Dortch now to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
On the return, the Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
All right, Lions just about ready. 1st and 10. A give to Gibbs to start the 3rd. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
You can keep your job in the NFL as a D-tackle if you eat up space. You really can. But you make that bad when you can defeat blocks, penetrate, and create runs for losses as a defensive tackle.
Off to pass now on second down. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. That brings up third down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Here he goes, third and long. Dumps it off to his running back. And they're going to have the first down. Nice chunk of yards there. Give him about 17 of them.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
And he works his way for a gain of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. He can average that type of yards per carry. This guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's second and 6. Looking to throw. Goff. Made at the catch point, and it's incomplete. A couple of defenders nearby. One of them makes the hit to break up that catch. They're down upcoming. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Throw here, third down. Middle of the field, taken in by Laporta. And this spot is going to be close, but he does not have that first. They're going to face fourth and short.
4 yards. It's now fourth down.
St. Brown, the receiver, in motion right. Running for it. Here's Gibbs. And this is going to keep the drive moving. That's close, Brock. Looks like they might have stopped him. They're going to say it is just enough to convert on fourth.
Nothing like a little suspense on fourth down over there on those sidelines as everyone waited to see just whether or not he got the first down. Some of these running backs, okay, they just have a nose.
And they will take him down. They got him back to the 41. And that will make it second and 17 to go. Inside the final minute of our third quarter. Working on second down. Goff finds Isaac Tisslaw. Complete. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49.
A gain of 8 yards. And it's third down.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Goff gets everything he has under this one. And he loses control, and that one's going to fall to the ground, Brock. Needed to bring that in. Instead, the mistake means it's fourth down.
You know what that route is called, right, Kate? ODB. Over the ball. And those are the ones you've got to hit. You've got to be able to play offense from the inside out. You've got to find a completion right there.
Fourth down, Goff throwing. No good. The pass goes incomplete, and that lengthy drive ends with nothing but a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Hubbard trying this up the gut. And he's brought down after a solid gain on what's going to be the final play of the quarter. So we hit the end of the third quarter. It's the Panthers in possession of it, needing to preserve that lead over one final quarter. Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. Hubbard again. And then it's about 9 before a stop is made. And Wentz is going to give the Panthers a first down. Okay, so they sent the blitz, but it almost seemed to backfire there, Brock. They ran through it for a pretty nice gain.
Yeah, because there's a little boom or bust,
yeah.
right? Is an offense, is a QB, if you see that and run away from the blitz, it can be effective like it was there.
Trumble with the ground. Some nice work here as he pushes forward for 20 plus the first.
It's a gain of 20. That's another Panthers first down. First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Up the middle, Hubbard. And they come through with a big stop there. Got him down for a loss as they keep fighting back here in the fourth. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. Throwing on second, Young. And it's off his hands and incomplete, so an opportunity unfulfilled on that second down. That means it's third down.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Here's Young to throw. Throw is caught. Touchdown, Carolina! So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. It kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Well, after it is good from Fitzgerald. And lead is up to 8.
21, Lions 13. Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off.
Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. Kennedy now to return it. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning. Off to the air now. Escapes the pocket. Throw left side, and St. Brown has it. And he's going to be brought down before he can really do anything after that catch. So give him, it looks like about 7. Pass and catch got him 7. Let's see where they go now on 2nd and 3. Setting up to pass. Another one caught by St. Brown. Down here after a gain of about 14 yards, it looks like. That's going to give them the first.
St. Brown, a gain of 14. And the Lions first down.
Back to throw. This is caught. He's across midfield. And they're not going to have to burn a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds with the first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They've got first down here from the 36. He'll look to throw it. Catch made left side by Laporta. A good tackle as that ball is secured, limits that gain to 8.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is. Is that QB and tight end? They got that ball out in a hurry.
Great start on that first down. Only need 2 here on 2nd. Here he is to throw. Pass it down close. And he takes it in for the touchdown. Down to their last breaths. And he gives them a shot now to force overtime. knew what they had to do. First the touchdown, now a 2-point try to tie it.
The Lions will set up for the
Off the play fake, here's Goff. And that catch gets them the 2. We're all tied up here in the 4. Whew, crisis averted, Brock. They got the 2 and the tie, for now at least. It looks like they have staved off the L and forced themselves overtime.
Yeah, those 2 critical words you just said right there, for now, like for right now. But there's a lot more time on that clock than this defense would care to see. They got to step up. Offense just stepped up, got the 2-point conversion. Now defense, you got to respond to send this game to overtime.
So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. Young throwing here. And this is going to wind up incomplete. 2nd down.
That incompletion right there, Kate, it does stop the clock, and it gives you a chance. A chance to get in that huddle, regroup, and make sure you just fire your best shots here down the stretch.
The clock inside of 50 seconds now. 2nd and 10. Now Young. This is going to be incomplete again. Defender knocks this one away. That brings up 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets 2. It could have gone the other way.
Looking to throw it. And that's going to end up an incomplete pass. Not on the quarterback there. That pass was dropped. It's 4th down.
Well, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Throwing now. And it's incomplete. They dialed up their